Where the Foxy Roams by Rachel Picard. Anne had been a friend of mine for a long time, and she was one of those people who loved to recreate anything she had a fascination with. This time, it was Five Nights at Freddy's, which was perfect, since she had gone to college for robotics engineering with a minor in computer programming. I started to worry about Anne after not hearing from her for a few weeks. I tried to contact her but was unable to reach her directly. She would check in, letting me know she was okay and that she was busy. Anne finally contacted me after a year, telling me I needed to come to her house. I hadn't seen her for a while, so I decided to accept the invitation. When I arrived, I was warmly greeted by Anne, and she told me she had a game she wanted me to play. The game would take 5 days, start at midnight, and stop at 6 a.m. I asked her what the game was, and she told me it's a game of hide and seek with a twist. She would not tell me any more, and just gave me a mischievously evil grin. I nodded, and she showed me to the room I would be staying in. This is the only room they are programmed to ignore, Anne told me. Anne's house was gargantuan, and I was ecstatic to play a game of hide and seek in a house this big. I slept most of the day so I would be rested for the game that night, and got up at 8 p.m. Later, a grandfather clock chimed 11 in the distance, so I started to search for my hiding place. I found a cabinet in the bathroom with a door big enough for me to crawl into. I started to hear weird sounds like metal clanking and creepy laughter. I was beginning to get scared and held my breath because I heard something coming my way. Then I saw it. It had metallic legs, brown shorts, and a red coat that resembled a fox's. He slowly walked across the bathroom and stopped at the tub, which had a shower curtain covering it. He grabbed the curtain and ripped it down with such force the rings were broken. When he found no one there, he left, and before I knew it, the clock chimed 6. I climbed out of the cabinet, went to my room, and fell asleep, the whole time having nightmares about what happened. I awoke at 8 p.m. and prepared myself for the night. I ran into Anne and told her what I saw. Then she explained she had built the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's and programmed them for the game of hide and seek. I asked, "Are you sure that is wise?" I have heard stories of creations taking on attributes of their form, like the puzzle box in Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Seriously, the last thing we need is to have to deal with the FNAF animatronics trying to stuff us into suits. Afterward, I looked at the clock, saw it was about 11, and decided to go hide as it was getting close to midnight. This time, I hid myself in a small closet at the very end of the West Wing. I heard animatronics walking up and down the hall, but none of them figured out where I was. I was relieved when I heard the chime of 6 a.m. I really didn't have trouble with the next couple of nights, but didn't see Anne in the evenings either. I figured she was at the server doing maintenance work on the system or something like that. The 5th day brought a sleepless rest period because I heard growling in my closet and the animatronics pacing the hall. I hid under the covers and could have sworn I heard breathing coming from under my bed. Suddenly, the covers were ripped off the bed, and all I saw was a horrific black bear with extremely sharp teeth and claws. I fainted due to the shock and and awoke to the putrid smell of rotting flesh. I looked around, realizing quickly I was restrained in a metal chair. I looked to my left, and in the corner of the room I could see the decaying, shredded corpse of my friend Anne. I was so scared, all I could do was struggle against my restraints. I finally broke free and tried to run out of the main door. When I got there, the door wouldn't open. Anne must have installed a lock to keep people in the game until 6 a.m., which would mean I would have to survive until then. I looked at the clock and saw it was only 1 a.m. I had to hide quickly and in a very smart area, because the animatronics were controlled by the AI server and designed, and they could find me just about anywhere in the house due to its ever-evolving intelligence. I remembered Anne telling me about an old, secret room from the Prohibition days in the basement. They probably hadn't found that yet. I made my way here, and I have been here for almost 5 hours, and I know they shut down for self-maintenance at 6 a.m. for around 6 hours. I plan to leave then. I found this in a cloud file I hacked yesterday, and the timestamp said 5:58 a.m. And I backtraced the location of the original sender to the phone's location. When I looked deeper, I found a house with intense security. I hacked the system easily and found a video of the events described and what followed. Suffice to say, the poor girl was ripped apart. She must have uploaded the file just before she was caught. Wait, what's this file?
Hello, and welcome to your new summer job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
What? Are they talking about the game? The Foxy camera just came online, and he just looked at the camera. If you were reading this, stay the hell away from 62238 Hillside Manor Drive and 21779 Village Manor Court in Seattle, Washington. They are right across the alley from each other. I wouldn't have believed it possible, but the AI hacked me. Oh hell, they're coming! Final thoughts. I'm a huge fan of FNAF. I really like all the creativity that went into it, and Scott did an awesome job. It's got a lot of interesting twists and everything. As far as this story goes, I have to say it's creative. It gives an interesting idea to a possible, I guess, origin story to the animatronics. It also kind of plays on the fears of everyone who likes to build stuff and create things. The reference to Clive Barker's Hellraiser earlier in the story is, according to some legends, very accurate. You hear stories of people building things that were based on an idea that could be scary, could be great, and suddenly the items start taking on their qualities if they're of a paranormal type environment. So I really liked the creativity there. The fact that the people that created them ended up having to face off against Freddy Fazbear's animatronics and dying from it was kind of sad, horrifying even. I personally have to say that was really creative. I really enjoyed the story. It was fun. A few areas that I might have done a little different. I think I added a couple of points in there where I might have self-edited there, and I apologize if that's the case for those of you listening. Sometimes I do that when I'm reading. I finish a sentence or edit the sentence while I'm reading it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see stuff in the comments that you like it. If you do like it, well, like it, watch it again, share it with your friends.